Oliver Mann by Jose Serrano and Kevin Douglas. You should get the plates.
Which one is it? There's so many.
Which one is it? That's it.
Oh,
Let me check. Yeah, we're good.
The Lost Plays of Oliver Mann by Jose Serrano and Kevin Douglas. Oliver Mann's Black Corner. An introduction. Lights up. A brilliantly dressed man in the finest and most luxurious of Italian suits steps onto the stage. The music is daunting, daring, dangerous. The man is Oliver Mann, a world-renowned playwright and genius, according to himself, the most reliable of sources. He clears his throat and speaks to the audience directly in a brilliant British accent.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, what you're about to witness may shock you, disturb you, horrify you. One may even say it is disturbing. Another may call it innovative. You may be asking yourself, what's the difference? Well, let me tell you, there is none. I am Mann, Oliver Mann. You may have heard my name, and no, I am not referring to the Australian opera singer and songwriter. That Oliver Mann is weak. I am not weak. I am superior, because I am more famous and better. The Australian man is not a critically acclaimed playwright who was not once, not twice, but thrice almost maybe kind of considered for the Pulitzer Prize. Not only that, but I am also really good at the salsa.
There is a brief salsa music cue, and Oliver Mann dances and plays brilliantly. The music stops.
As you can see, I am very talented, which is why the world was so ecstatic when my masterful collection of short plays was released to the public. Readers were shocked, so appalled by my revolutionary writing that they could not handle it. The feeble-minded bookstores distributing my masterpiece thought the lack of sales stemmed from poor quality. But as you will shortly see, that is certainly not the case. After these works of art were pulled from the bookshelves around the world, I took a long time to reflect upon what I had created. And the more I reflected, the more I realized how brilliant these plays truly were. This was the magnum opus of my career, the Mona Lisa to my Michelangelo, if you will. Therefore, I knew it would be up to me to preserve the genius of these pieces. So I spent years developing the project into something that I myself would stage. I traveled across the world, across all 9 continents in search of the most brilliant and most renowned actors who could most likely do justice to my vision. And I can tell you, I was completely successful in my quest. The plays you're about to witness have never been seen by human eyes until now. I will guide you on this journey, where we will dive into a world so very far away, yet far too similar to our own. You may find yourself wanting to cry. You may find yourself wanting to scream. Please cry. Please scream. And whatever you do, do not laugh. I can assure you there is nothing funny about certain doom. To begin this quest into the depths of hell, let us step into the Black Corner.
Surely the audience is standing and applauding at this point. The lights go down. The music swells. It is spooky, to say the least. We are entering the world of the Black Corner. The danger zone. Lights up. The office of Detective Delvin, DD, or Double D for short. The set is simple. Just a desk and a coat hanger. He is the definition of a man. Bold, brawny, and British. He sits at his typewriter, typing and writing, and speaking what he is writing in a voiceover manner.
I'm Detective Delvin, DD at Double D for short.
I'm the most famous and important private eye in all of London. Not only have I stopped crooks like Jack that struggle in their tracks, but done all alone, with the help of no one. All by myself, because that's what I'm good at.
It should be noted, ladies and gentlemen, that much of the inspiration for Delvin came from myself. A brilliant and independent man living his life in the fast lane, behind a typewriter, and occasionally speaking to himself. Anyway, let us proceed with the story.
Delvin removes a sheet of paper from the typewriter and examines it.
Finally, the end of my busy workday. I'm free to go home at last.
He stands up and puts on his trench coat and fedora, both of which are incredibly stylish.
I do love my style of fedora and trench coat.
Suddenly, none other than the magnificent Michelle enters the office. She stands, drenched in water.
Michelle, why? Don't you look wet?
Yes, Double D. It's raining outside.
And inside as well.
What do you mean?
Nothing. Just reflecting outwardly on myself. And how I'm feeling. Anyway, how can I help you, Michelle?
Well, it's been awful, Delvin. If you must know, I've been having some boy trouble.
I wish I could be in boy trouble.
What? What was
I
that, Delvin?
have boy problems.
What?
Nothing. Sorry. What were you saying, my magnificent Michelle?
The character of Michelle was not inspired by my ex-wife, coincidentally also named Michelle. The affection displayed between Delvin and Michelle not at all reflects my own feelings towards Michelle, because I handled the divorce completely fine and have no feelings whatsoever left for her.
Oh, I'm sorry for everything. It was all my fault. I still love you, Oliver. Delvin.
Like I said, I was then, and am still now, completely over the relationship and have not thought about it since. Shall we continue?
Oh, Michelle, you and your bizarrely specific Tourette syndrome. What was it you were trying to tell me?
Oh, right. Of course. So, I've been seeing someone lately.
Oh, I see.
And, well,
Well,
he's gone missing. Delvin!
sorry, damn, another one?
Yes, that's the 14th one this month.
But it's only the 5th.
I know. Isn't it strange so many have disappeared so quickly?
Sure.
I came to you because you're the only private eye I can trust with this case.
It's true. I'm the most famous private eye in London.
Not only that, but
But what?
it's just that
What?
I care for you.
Shall we go back to your place?
Double D, what about the case?
Oh, right. What did you last see then?
My apartment.
I suppose we should go inspect the scene of the crime.
Dramatic music plays. It is a bizarre mix of romance and suspense. It is brilliant, as always. Both Delvin and Michelle walk off stage hand in hand. Although Oliver Mann steps out as the lights dim behind him. There is an incredibly obvious set change that occurs behind him as he speaks.
As you can see, Delvin and Michelle clearly love each other. But as we shall soon see, their fates cannot end well. After all, I am Oliver Mann, master of tragedy. You could say this play works on a Shakespearean level, but not even Shakespeare would stoop to the depths of my black corner. Now we enter the home of Michelle.
Michelle's place. Lights up. Michelle's apartment. This too is a simple set. Just a bed, 14 potted flowers scattered around the floor, in a very dark corner. None other than the black corner of the title. Michelle and Delvin enter the apartment.
Nice place you've got here.
Thanks. Make yourself at home.
Oh, I intend to.
Michelle giggles. Delvin winks. Michelle winks back. Delvin giggles.
So, what's with all the flowers, Michelle? Did your boy toys buy these?
Oh, these? It's quite peculiar, actually. They appeared one by one after each of my lovers disappeared.
How interesting. A clue. So what happened right before your lovers,
Disappeared?
Yes, that was what I was going to say before you interrupted me.
Oh, Right, I'm sorry for being so rude.
Yes, you are rude, but I still love you nonetheless.
What was that?
Sorry, slip of the tongue.
I forgive you.
So anyway, back to the disappearances.
Oh, right. Well, we would make sweet love in that bed right over there. And then I would fall asleep after directing them to the bathroom, which is located right past that black corner.
What black corner?
That black corner.
She points to the black corner. Dramatic music is cued. Danger!
I see.
Yes,
It is quite dark in that corner.
yes, it is.
Bit of scary.
It's less scary with you here, Delvin. Or should I say, Double D.
Michelle, why?
Shh. Shh. Shh.
She puts her finger to his lips, shushing him. It is pure, it is romantic. They move to the bed and get under the sheets, and then freeze.
Let me reiterate that I have no lingering feelings towards my ex-wife, Michelle Baker. The divorce was mutual, and I am happy, I am rich and famous, and she is not. This scene is purely between two fictional characters, for the record.
Michelle and Delvin emerge from under the sheets.
Wow, Oliver, I mean, Delvin. That was the best 9 hours of lovemaking in my life. I hope you'll never leave me.
Thanks, Michelle. I know I'm the best at lovemaking, and I will never leave you, nor you me, because we are so happy together.
Do you need to use the bathroom? I'm feeling quite tired from all that lovemaking.
Yeah, I could use a good words right now before getting back to the sweet, sweet lovemaking. Where's the bathroom located?
Oh, it's just past that black corner over there.
Dramatic music plays. The black corner.
Okay, my marvelous, magnificent, majestic, masculine Michelle. I will return very, very soon.
I hope you don't disappear, like the rest of my previous lovers.
Don't worry, I will never leave you.
Delvin kisses her on the forehead and gets out of bed. She falls asleep and snores profusely, just like my ex-wife. It is beautiful.
I love the way she snores like Oliver's ex-wife. I mean the ex-wife I never had. Now I shall go to the bathroom.
He turns and walks past the black corner. He turns towards the black corner.
This corner is so... I wonder what makes this corner so black.
He enters the blackness of the black corner. Suddenly, the music swells, the light flickers. Oh my God, what is happening?
What is happening to me?
Suddenly, the lights go out. Silence. The lights come up slightly behind him, and the set changes again. The bed is removed, and one giant flower pot is brought to the center of the stage. Delvin steps into the pot and poses as a flower.
Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to witness the single greatest twist known to the stage. This twist will leave no one untouched. Not a soul will leave this building without tears. Even the most manliest of men will leave here sobbing. Prepare your tissues, friends.
The unexpected twist. Lights up. Delvin is standing, posing as a flower in a giant flower pot. He is dazed and confused, like the film by Richard Linklater called Dazed and Confused. He looks around, confused and dazed.
What? Where am I? Why are the giant flower pots around me? There seems to be exactly 14 of them in total. Why the giant flower pot? Why is Michelle a giant woman? Not fat, but like Jack and the Beanstalk or Godzilla. What is going on here?
He watches her from below. She wakes up.
Delvin? Oh, Delvin, where are you, my love? Did you make it back from the bathroom okay?
I'm down here, my love, my magnificent, majestic Michelle. Can't you hear me?
Seems like he disappeared like the rest. I suppose I'll have to find a new lover and bring him back here and make sweet love to him for 9 hours as well. Or maybe even 10.
No, my love, I'm down here in this flower pot. Can't you see me?
Oh, what's this? A 15th flower? That appeared as soon as my 15th lover disappeared? How peculiar. I suppose it's just a coincidence. Anyway, I'll go find someone else to bring back here and make sweet love to it for 9 to 10 hours.
No! Now I'll be subjected to an eternity of watching the woman I love make sweet love to other men while I remain helpless in this flower pot. Damn the black corner for transforming me into this helpless flower shape. Woe is me! Woe is me!
Delvin cries and cries and cries. The audience is obviously crying as well.
It gets me every time. Now you know the greatest plot twists of all time, soon to be known as Mann's twist, or perhaps Oliver's twist. As you can see, if you were intelligent enough to understand what just took place, Delvin will be forever subjected to watch Michelle make sweet love to other men forever and ever, because he has been transformed into a flower. You see, the black corner turned the men who walked into the corner into flowers. Did you get that? Good. Let me clarify that this is not a metaphor for my relationship with my ex-wife, Michelle Baker. Like I said, it is a coincidence that the character's name is Michelle, and it is also a coincidence that my ex-wife happens to be a florist. Delvin watching Michelle make sweet love to other men for eternity is obviously not a veiled metaphor for me having to hear about all of my ex-wife's flings through my horribly gossipy children. Delvin's expression of woe is me has nothing to do with myself. When I said Delvin originated with myself, I misspoke. He clearly has nothing to do with me because he is weak, like the aforementioned Australian opera singer, Oliver Mann. Now you see why this masterpiece had to be removed from the bookstores and banned in the majority of the United States, as well as all of Central America and the larger islands of the Philippines. I hope the horror you just witnessed does not scar you for the rest of your lives. Maybe you'll get to lose some sleep tonight, or maybe you won't.
The end. I miss you, Michelle.
Oliver Mann's Mystery Meat. Familiar, brilliant introduction. He addresses the audience while holding a giant turkey drumstick.
I see you've mostly recovered from the outrageous emotional thrill ride that was Oliver Mann's Black Corner. Maybe you're thinking to yourself, but Oliver, that wasn't even scary. Just you wait, my friend. This next play has been considered one of the scariest pieces from my acclaimed collection. Critics called it grotesque, repugnant, and flat out horrible. I think they meant to say horrifying, of course, but I knew exactly what they meant. In a world where kids must eat mundane and plain lunches at school, one master chef takes over at Mulligan Middle School. A chef that had been featured in multiple successful culinary reality shows. It was another Manic Monday for Miss Mandy, who had never cooked for children before, but she knew just what their appetites craved. Let's prepare our minds, for Oliver Mann's Mystery Meat.
The Mystery of Mulligan Middle School. Lights up. Interior cafeteria. During the lunch hour, students Brenda and George sit across from one another. In front of George is a student newsletter. In front of Brenda is a giant plate of mystery meat, which she eats as the scene goes on.
3 kids from Mulligan Middle School have already gone missing this week, and it's only Monday. Also, breaking news. The release of the weekly newsletter is starting this Monday, today, October 27th, 4 days before Halloween, the spookiest day of the year.
Oh, what a coincidence! Billy, Bobby, and Joel haven't been responding to my text messages.
Oh man, I love Billy, Joel, and Bobby too.
Steven, my boyfriend, isn't at school either. He's just homesick though, I think.
Right. His absence from the story isn't as relevant in this moment as Billy, Bobby, and Joel.
What do you think happened to them, George?
I don't know, Brenda, but I sure do love these 3 dishes that the new lunch lady's been preparing.
Oh yeah, this mystery meat is delicious and nutritious.
Mrs. Mandy enters the scene and stands by the table. She is mysterious, spooky, sexy, seductive, no, sinister, that's it. Everything about her screams, danger.
Oh, hello, friends. Are you enjoying my meat?
Oh yes, Mrs. Mandy. It's so juicy and tender in my mouth.
Yes, Mrs. Mandy. Where'd you learn to cook like this?
Oh, it's just something I picked up from a children cookbook.
That kind of sounds like a book that tells you how to cook children.
Yes, I suppose you could draw that conclusion.
So, what's for lunch tomorrow, Mrs. Mandy?
Brenda. Sweet, savory Brenda.
Mrs. Mandy stares upwards into the sky with a maniacal look in her eyes and a maniacal hand motion to help emphasize how maniacal she is.
Mrs. Mandy?
Oh, I was just kidding. Eating kids. Oh, would you look at the time? I must get back to the kitchen where the missing kids are.
Interesting. What an intriguing and spectacular way to begin a mystery. And nothing is as mysterious as Oliver Mann's mystery meat, I can assure you that. Now, before we go on, I should let you know that the children in this play are somewhat inspired by real children, whom I know personally. These children are just as ignorant and self-indulgent as the unlikable monsters you see before you.
Some have compared
the other day to the likes of Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings, and the Star Wars prequels. I'm honored to have my name put amongst the great literary figureheads, like George Lucas himself. Let us now brace ourselves for Oliver Mann's Rod of Destiny.
The Kingdom of Castleland. The King's Courtroom. King Kennedy crouches on the crown chair, otherwise known as the throne.
Our story begins like all other great fantasy masterpieces, with a...
What are you doing here? I'm the most practical person.
Yes, well, not so much, my dear. I love you, but you must understand. Pursuing this rod is simply unreasonable. I want you to look towards more traditional decrees and enter the workforce with a credible career path.
Well, I don't want one of those decrees. I need the Rod of Destiny. I love what I do now, and I want to do it forever and ever until I am rich and famous and can retire in Orlando, Florida land.
Honey, you must understand that no matter how hard you try, the business is just a racket. The economy is booming and there's so many businesses looking for young minds like yours to recruit. But this rod will never set you apart on a resume.
Halt your pretty little songs, Swan. I do not want to hear them. I shall achieve success no matter what society statistics will tell you.
I just wish you were more like your sister.
King Kennedy climbs back into his kingly cough.
Obviously, this beautiful prose is comparable to the works of Shakespeare. Hamlet and the ghost of his father, they have nothing on me. The Swan has the best intentions, of course, but she just doesn't understand Kennedy's true potential in the industry of happiness. His sister, on the other hand, had her whole life planned out as a product of the man, and as just another cloaked slave, unable to think for herself.
Rebecca's betrayal. The king returns to the crown chair. Rebecca enters, holding her briefcase and speaking on a Bluetooth earpiece.
Yeah, could you tell Michael to move my appointment to 9? Look, I know the investors have tight schedules, but I don't think I'm going to be able to make yeah, I got kind of held up at home. My brother's having another episode. Yeah, I'm sorry too. I'll text you when I'm back at the DC office. Okay, see you soon.
Ouch with you, villain. I have no need for your witchcraft any longer.
Witchcraft?
You insult me with your patronizing manner. I know you said mother of practicality last night. She visited me in my dreams, but even she could not sway me from my passion.
I mean, yeah, I mentioned it to Mom, but look, I just want what's best for you. I don't want you to end up like Uncle Tom. He's still working at the bike shop. His rod didn't get him anywhere.
Be gone, witch! You insulted me with your comparisons to the likes of Uncle Tom. He wasn't worthy enough to yield such a rod. I can make the most of its power. I can fulfill my decree of happiness.
I feel like you see me as some sort of arch nemesis. You're living in your own twisted fantasy where you think you're the king, and you think this rod of destiny exists and that it will bring you this fortune. But the fact is, you're going nowhere with this decree. That is the reality.
Silence! You are trying to take the throne of approval out from under me, and I won't have it. I know the rod of destiny exists. I believe in it, and that anything is possible if you believe hard enough.
Right, that's what they tell you when you're a kid, but eventually we outgrow the fantasies. We face the facts. There's too many people in the world and not enough happiness to go around. Your decree is idealistic. It looks nice on paper, but it doesn't actually do anything. We're not trying to strip you of what you love. We just want what's best for you. We don't want you to get left behind on the streets, living day to day, meal to meal. Just live.
Silence! Be gone. I shall not listen further to your slander.
Whatever. I've got to run. Just think about it.
I shan't. And when I will pursue this fraud, it shall bring me wealth and joy beyond your wildest dreams.
Oh, I hope it works out for you. Love you, Ollie.
Be gone, demon.
What a truly unrelatable fantasy this is indeed. This pure work fiction, which of course has no ties to myself. They call me the king of originality in the writing world. Of course, not a king like the king in our story. Pardon me, let us get back to our tale.
The serpent's sinister soliloquy. The following night, in the dead of day, wait, the other way around, King Kennedy crawls into his kingly cot and falls asleep.
Mr. Mann, this is your
And then the king was visited by another spirit, and this time in the form of a snake.
Serpent slithers onto the stage, hissing.
You summoned me, master.
I did no such thing.
Let's just say a little bird told me you were having some trouble.
Mom.
That's right. Mother practicality said you might need a firmer hand, asserting yourself straight.
I do not need your counsel, you slimy snake.
Serpent. What? Serpent. What's the difference? It sounds a lot more sinister.
Brett. You slimy serpent.
I've come to talk some sense into you, son.
No, that's not true. That's impossible.
No, I mean, metaphorically, I am a god, therefore you are my children.
Oh, that makes sense.
You see, they call me Father Sovereignty. I am the one who rules over you all. I put bread on your tables, clothes in your closets, and riches in your breeches. You will reside in my realm, and therefore you shall obey my command.
And what is your command?
No more of this magical rod business. You need to get into a real business, like accounting, software, engineering, something like that.
But I do not want such things. They're boring as hell.
You think hell is boring, boy? Disobey my commands, and you'll see for yourself how boring it is.
You cannot keep me here and force me to live a life of mundanity.
That's all life is, my son. Mundanity. Get used to it.
I'll show you. I'll show you and Mother Practicality
reality too. I'll run away, live in the dirt if I must. I'll obtain the rod of destiny, or I'll die trying.
Fine. We don't need the likes of you here anyway. Her Royal Highness Rebecca will bring much more pride and prosperity to Castleland than you ever could.
Stay out of my way.
Do not expect open arms when you come crawling back to me, because I am a servant and possess no wings. I wish you were more like your sister.
As you can see, no one believed in the king. He was left with no choice but to leave Castleland alone. For years and years, he traveled from California land to New York land, hitchhiking and living off of scraps and coins he collected from the gutter. He didn't get his rod of destiny, nor did he fulfill his decree of happiness. He was cold, penniless, and alone, just as his family had foretold. He had given up all hope. Until one night he met a beautiful princess. She pitied the forsaken king. She started to bring him food, water. After some time they became friends, and after a while she invited him into her apartment, castle, I mean. And, well, they lived happily ever after. Pure magic, this story. Of course, Oliver Mann's rod of destiny is not the longest of his works, but the thing is, the length of the play does not determine its quality. It's all about the beauty of the prose and the tightness of the plot. I hope that my rod of destiny has satisfied all of your fantasy needs. I know I feel quenched of my thirst for a good, magical time.
The end. If you're reading this, Mom, Dad, Becca, I wish you well.
A Man's Folly. Act 1. We see a man sitting at a typewriter, typing away furiously.
Here we find a man sitting at a typewriter. Actually, I think I will let this one speak for itself.
The man at the typewriter continues typing. There is a knock at the door. A woman peeks her head in. She wears a flower in her hair.
Room service?
Oh, you didn't have to do this. It's past midnight.
Alright, I wanted to. I was gonna wait up for you anyway. Thought I'd make you some tea.
My hero.
She enters fully, carrying a tray with 2 teacups and a kettle. We see she is pregnant. She sets the tray next to the typewriter and pours 2 cups of tea. She hands one to him, and he accepts. He takes a sip, closing his eyes and indulging in the drink.
This beverage, madam, is simply exquisite.
Yes, quite.
Oh, Junior.
He's still kicking. I can tell already. It's gonna be a great day.
Just like an old man.
Maybe you can star in one of your musicals one day.
Yeah, maybe. Haven't really thought about writing one of those.
Really? Of all your ideas, not a single one could be a musical?
I don't think so. Not really my thing. Maybe one day. Perhaps one day when I'm a famous Broadway playwright, I'll dabble in the art of the musical.
I'm sure you'll get there.
I hope so.
You will.
You think?
I know it. I knew it the moment I saw you.
Let's not get to that.
Why? Are you embarrassed?
Embarrassed? I was homeless. It's not something to be proud of.
I think it is.
What?
Shows your strength, your determination, your humility.
Oh, stop. You're making me blush.
No, I'm serious. I know it sounds cheesy, but people love an underdog.
Yeah, definitely a dog. Dug through the garbage for breakfast and lunch. Didn't even bother with dinner.
Only until I found you.
I mean, how could you miss me? Passed out on the front steps of your church. It was a mess.
I wouldn't call you that.
What would you call me?
Miracle. How's the script coming? Ooh, sorry I asked.
Oh, it's fine. I don't know where it's going.
Well, that's alright.
Is it?
I mean, some stories are best left incomplete. When the
the typewriter, his fingers on the typewriter, but not typing. He comes up with something and types out a phrase. He stops abruptly, looks at the page, and removes it roughly from the typewriter. He frowns and crumples it, tossing it in the trash bin. He places a fresh sheet in the typewriter and puts his fingers on the keyboard once more. As he is about to type, there is a knock at the door. He turns to the door, frustrated at the interruption. The woman peeks her head in.
Room service.
Jesus, you startled me.
Oh, sorry.
She enters fully, holding a tray with a teapot and 2 teacups. She is no longer pregnant.
Apology tea?
No apology necessary.
She pours 2 cups of tea and places one beside it. She looks over his shoulder at the blank sheet of paper.
Really in the thick of it, aren't we?
Rome wasn't built in a day.
Rome wasn't built alone. Maybe I can help?
Thanks, but I think you should focus on Junior.
I should. He's been speaking more, you know?
Really?
Remember his first word?
Mama, like half the human population.
His second word?
Can't say I do.
Doggy. And towel. Milk. Bubble. Banana.
3 syllables, that's very impressive.
You know what word he hasn't said?
We hear a distant cry from outside the room. She turns to look at the door, then back to him.
I think you're overdue. Maybe holding your child give you a reality check.
Reality check. That's good.
He sits at the typewriter and begins typing furiously. She stares at him in disbelief.
Honey. The baby.
Take care of your baby, I'll take care of mine.
We hear the baby cry once more. She begins to leave the room in a hurry.
I'm pregnant.
He reaches the end of his page and removes the paper from the typewriter, looking over what he just wrote.
Did you hear me?
Which part?
The baby cries once more. She exits. Blackout. Act 3. Lights up. We see the man at his desk, now with a full manuscript beside the typewriter. The tray with the teacups from the previous scene has been knocked to the floor. His eyes are tired. He leans back in his chair, gazing at the blank sheet in front of him. After a moment, he leans forward and begins typing something, but immediately hates it. He rips the paper out of the typewriter and tears it, leaving the remains on the floor. There are many shreds of paper already on the ground, cluttering the floor around his desk. He sits back at the desk, wiping the sweat from his brow.
God damn it!
He places a new sheet in the typewriter. He leans back again, glaring at the paper. The woman enters the room without knocking. She is pregnant.
I could hear you from the other room.
So?
Junior's sleeping.
Sleeping?
It's 3 in the morning.
No, that can't be right.
Why would I lie?
I don't know. Maybe to trick me. Make me a slave to the status quo. What did you want? Fucking leave it to Beaver? You should have married a starving artist, babe. You should have married a goddamn bum with dreams of Pulitzers and Tonys. Because that's what you've got. I sure as hell never wanted the typical nuclear family, the white picket fence and TV dinners. Because every time I get to the end, this close to finishing the script that will finally give me my legacy, you and Junior just could not wait. Just one more fucking day.
We see the shadow of a child in the doorway.
Daddy?
Who the fuck to sleep?
The shadow in the doorway disappears.
What?
I'm ready to play. Last night I brought you some tea, but you were asleep at your desk. And you've just been talking about the script for so long now, and just sitting there, I wanted to know why you'd never let me read it.
And?
Good.
Good?
I mean, I don't have to imagine that you wrote it.
What's that supposed to mean?
Not great. It's kind of absurd. Like you're out of touch with everyone and everything around you.
Out of touch?
I read this and I see someone who only knows how to write about himself. I think you're some kind of hero. You write yourself as this some sort of god among men, and that's not the man I married. That's not the quiet
script on his desk. He looks back at her. He grabs the script and holds it in his hands. He shuts his eyes and, after a long moment, tears it in half. He drops the torn script to the ground, shreds fluttering all around them.
Is this enough?
You've taken 2 years of our life. And we can't give you any more. I want a divorce.
He returns to the typewriter. He places a fresh sheet on the typewriter.
Someone can only write about himself.
He looks to the side of the room where his wife stood mere moments ago. It is dark, almost black. He sits up straight, clears his throat, and in a posh British accent,
Follow the Mann's black corner. Lights up, the office of Detective Delvin, DD, Double D